Hi, I'm Harrison Keeley. Here's a quick look at today's top stories. First of all, rent is going up. Chattanooga now ranks 7th in the nation for fastest growing rent. And rents here are going up faster than they are in several other cities, including New York. Rents in Chattanooga have gone up 25% in the last 5 years alone. Average rent here is now $788 per month. And most apartment complexes in the city are full. Their average occupancy rate is at 95%. Officials say rent prices have been spurred in large part by major employers like Volkswagen and Amazon, and no one expects the prices to drop anytime soon. In fact, some analysts say the rising prices could be forcing long-term residents out of the city. The North Georgia man who shot and killed a teenager who was hunting for scrap metal in his backyard has died. 69-year-old Fred Stephen Youngblood of Ringgold died Tuesday at a local hospital. Youngblood shot 17-year-old Dalton McConathy on November 11th. He claimed he feared for his life and fired in self-defense. No charges were ever filed against Youngblood, despite calls from the McConathy family and some community members. Funeral arrangements are being held by Lane South Crest Chapel. An internet chat conducted by an FBI agent's girlfriend led to a Georgia man's conviction on child sex charges. 2 weeks ago, Michael Dwayne Kibler admitted to inappropriately touching 2 girls. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. But now new evidence suggests a judge was given false information in an affidavit that led to Kibler's arrest. The affidavit supposedly came out of internet chats between Kibler and local FBI agent Ken Hillman. But it turns out that Kibler was actually chatting with Hillman's alleged mistress, Angela Russell. She's neither a trained investigator nor a sworn officer, but she says she chatted online with the suspects and then coached Hillman on what to say in the affidavit. And she says she never chatted with suspects without Hillman's supervision. Still, legal scholars say that even if the affidavit had false information, Kibler probably won't be able to appeal the case. After all, he already pleaded guilty. Dalton police are seeking a Calhoun man in the statutory rape of a schoolgirl. Police are looking for 21-year-old Carl Edward Belgun. He's one of 2 men suspected of having sex with a teen girl on April 9th after she didn't come home from school on time. When she arrived home later, she reported having sex with 2 men at Chalet Valley Apartments. She named Belgun and 24-year-old Anthony DeParish Quinn. Quinn was arrested the next day. Anyone with information about Belgun is asked to call the police. EPB may have overbilled Chattanooga taxpayers for $5 million in electricity that was never consumed. City Auditor Stan Sewell found that while EPB has replaced many of its high-wattage streetlights with lower wattage lights, taxpayers were still paying millions in higher electric bills. And the discrepancies have been going on for years. But on Tuesday, the City Council brushed off the warnings. Chairman Chip Henderson, along with other members, dismissed the idea that anyone should investigate further. He said the council already had too much on its plate. For its part, EPB says it discovered and corrected the discrepancy last year, and that any errors would have been balanced out by the increased cost of lower wattage lights. Labor law experts say UAW still has options to unionize the local Volkswagen plant. According to U.S. labor law, the United Auto Workers faces a 1-year waiting period before it can hold another election with the National Labor Relations Board. But UAW could hold a private vote that could include all or just some of the plant workers. The union could also present VW with cards signed by workers expressing union support. A UAW representative says the union is still focused on the local plant and will not turn its back on local supporters. Finally, a 46-year-old man shot in Chattanooga waited a week before going to a hospital. Police believe Darren Hubbard was shot April 23rd near South Hawley Street. When he showed up at the hospital, his wound was infected, and he gave investigators a different name and changed his story numerous times. WRCB reports he is currently in stable condition. Turning to weather, today will be partly sunny with a high near 68 degrees. The low tonight will be around 46. That's it for today's newscast. Thanks for being with us. You can find more on these stories and breaking news all day long at timesfreepress.com.